Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're having a great and blessed day. As for me, I wanted to come on here and share a quick story about my testimony. Any of you that know me personally probably know my cancer story and my testimony. And any of you that do not know me, I wanted to share something with you today. When I was just 4 months old, I was at a regular checkup at my pediatrician, and she felt that my liver was abnormally large. And because of that, she transferred my parents and I to a hospital to further examine that liver, to only find out that I had stage 4 cancer. I had stage 4 neuroblastoma. Any of you guys that do not know what neuroblastoma is, it is a rare form of cancer that occurs in infants and children. And I was, mind you, 4 months old, this tiny, and I had tumors on my skin, my adrenal glands, stomach, liver, and my case was really, really bad. And you know, my parents at the time, they were, you know, going to a church, and they called up this pastor from the church, and the pastor offered to come to the hospital and pray for me, and so he did. And you know, while he was there, the doctors were actually talking to my parents and telling them the specifics of the case of my cancer, my case, and they were telling my parents that they were going to perform a surgery, that they were going to remove the tumor on my skin, on my back, because I had a really, you know, big tumor on my skin that was on my back, and they were going to remove that in the surgery. And so when they left, when the doctors left, the pastor went over there and prophesied to my parents and said that God was going to heal me, starting with that tumor on the back. Before the surgery even happened, even occurred, he was going to remove it completely, and he was going to start the miracles through that tumor, and he was just going to remove everything one by one until I was completely cancer free. So the next day comes, and you know, I come back from the surgery room, there's a band-aid on my back where the tumor was. And my dad asked the doctor, he says, okay, so what's up? What happened, you know? And the doctor says, you're not even going to believe this. I went to remove the tumor to only find out that it had already disappeared. And everyone was just so shocked. They had no idea what was going on. And because of that, they decided to just not touch me anymore, to just examine me. And I would come to the hospital every week or so to get some blood work, you know, done for them to further examine me. And you know, within that span, within that time, my tumors started shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. All the tumors that were in, you know, certain parts of my bodies, separate parts of my body, they started shrinking until they fully disappeared. And when I was almost 2 years old, the prophecy came to life, and it was fulfilled, and I was cancer free. And so when I was telling my mom about this idea, about this video, she told me to recite this biblical verse, Matthew 19:26, and it says, and I quote, "With man it is impossible, with God all things are possible." So at this time, it may have seemed to people, you know, to the doctors, there was absolutely no way out. It was just, you know, there was no way out of it. To my parents, they probably seemed, you know, stuck. But I want you to know, whoever's watching this, if you feel stuck right now, know that God is behind all things, and my life was in His hands, just as my life was in His hands at that time, and is in His hands. Your life is in His hands too, in the palm of His hands, and He's taking care of you. So whether you're, you know, going through a period of your life that you have just been diagnosed with depression, or you're simply having troubles at home, I want you to know that God is behind everything, and there's no situation that's too big for Him to not intervene. He will intervene, and He will heal your broken heart. He will heal your family. He will restore your peace, your joy, and He will heal completely, because He's the doctor of all doctors. He's the God of miracles. And I want you to know that He can turn around any situation. All right? So yes, if you're watching this right now, there's a purpose behind of it, and God has great plans for your life. Don't you ever forget that. And He loves you so much. So I wanted to come on here and share it, my testimony real quick. And yeah, you guys heard it. If you have any questions, because it's a really long story, I just had to shorten it up for the sake of the length of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, come up to me, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. God bless you all, and I hope you have a blessed day.